Good morning, my stamping friends. Actually, good day. Fast approaching noon here in central Minnesota. Today I have a really fun project for us. It's a card, which you know that if you've tuned in to me previously, let me back up. I'm Brenda Hillard. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I love to paper craft. And I think you probably do too, so that's why you're here with me today. So without further delay, let's talk about what today's project is going to be. So I am going to be using a few products here today. This is a card that I did for a demonstrator card swap that I belong to. And I love the cards that I receive from this group. They're always inspiring, and I don't know what's going on with my camera, but do you see every time I bring my hand in, it changes colors? The lighting gets weird, so I must have a setting that's incorrect or something's going on. But anyway, the products I'm going to use for today's card is from the Celebration brochure, and I'm sure that I shouldn't say I'm sure, but Celebration is going on now through February 28th. Celebration at Stampin' Up! Means that for every $50 in product that you purchase, you get to pick something free out of the Celebration catalog. Now, it's not really free because you earned it, right, by purchasing $50 in product, but you get to pick extra product, and that's always really fun. So as what you see here is my paper sample that I make for each of my designer series papers. This is the Friendly Hello. It is in the Celebration brochure. This particular set, it comes with the stamp set and the paper, 12 by 12 sheets, double-sided, 6 patterns, and 12 sheets total. So lots of paper. And then this beautiful stamp set. So this particular one, you need to purchase $100 in product, and then you get to pick this beautiful combination. All right. So as you can see on my paper samples, and I usually show, I shouldn't say usually, I try to show them on every single video that I do. So this is the front and back, front, back, front, back, and so on. You can see the different designs. And then in the center, I punch the circles, and those are the coordinating colors. Even though there are a few more, I really do believe, and I'll show you that with today's project. So the other products I'm going to use is the Sentimental Swirls. This is in the January to June mini catalog. This is a super fun set. It looks really basic, but you will be amazed at the beautiful things you can do with this. So, and it coordinates with the flowers and leaves punch. And this too is from the annual catalog. So I'll be using that. And then I'm going to be using the Symmetrical Stems Border Punch. This is from the In Symmetry bundle, which is from our annual catalog as well. So this is a fun punch. If you don't have it, you might take a look at that. And then the only other thing I can think of is the Iridescent Rhinestones. These are gorgeous, and they are in the new January to June mini. And then our inks. I'm going to be using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and our new in color this year, it's called Fresh Freesia. All right, so that's our product list. Let's move on to our paper pieces and sizes. Okay, so you're going to need, if you're going to make it just like mine, oops, I've already got ink on my ink on my fingers and ink on my card base. I think it'll be okay though. Ooh, I have another one there. I don't know if it really will be okay, but let me just grab a different one here. All right. So there's that fixed, right? And this piece measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You're going to need designer series papers. And this is part of that friendly hello. So this one measures 4 by 5 1/4. A piece that measures 2.5 by 5 1/4. And another piece that measures 4 by 1 1/2. Then for cardstock, I picked the pale papaya. Again, that's a new in color this year. This piece measures 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. I have a piece that measures 4 by 1 3/4. I have a piece of basic white. This is going to be for our sentiment. And this measures 1 inch by 2 1/4. And then I have some scrap. I have a scrap of shaded spruce. And I have a scrap of the fresh freesia. All right. Then before we go any further, I do want to give a shout out to Crafty Al and her monthly sheet load of cards. Let me find the piece so that I can do it. So I'll be adding the hashtag down below of show us your sheet load. It's really kind of fun to play along. You might check her out. It's Crafty Al. And yeah, she has great card layouts, and you can do different little interpretations of them. And she's very entertaining to watch too. So check that out. Okay. I'm going to try shutting this light off once, you guys, and see if that helps with oh, that helps a lot, doesn't it, with the camera changing color. Good. Sorry about that. All right, let's get started. So, because I had to switch it out, this one is not scored, but I'll just bring my card edges over. I really do like scoring my card bases. I think you get a way better crease, but we'll do this. All right, so there's our card base, just a plain old basic white card base. I'm going to take our 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of designer series paper, and using our liquid glue, isn't that side pretty too? Sometimes it's just so hard to cover up pretty paper, but I have more, right? So I'm just going to center that on the front of our card base, like that. And because I use the liquid glue, I just want to rub that on there well. All right. Next, I'm going to take our piece of pale papaya that measures 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And I will put these measurements down below too. I'm going to add some liquid glue to the back of this. And I'm just going to center this onto our cardstock. And again, I want to spread out our glue so that it stays good and stuck. Then I'm going to take our piece of 4 by 1 3/4 pale papaya and our 4 by 1 1/2 inch strip of designer series paper. I'm going to add that on and just put it down end to end, but centering it side to side. Okay. All right. So then let's add this piece to our card front. And I just love how these colors from that paper pack all coordinate. And even though they're different patterns, I think they look really pretty with all together. I'm going to add some more liquid glue to the back of our 4 by 1.5 inch strip. And I'm just going to lay this on the designer series paper edge to edge. Kind of hard to see, I know, with the white card base, but when you go to lay your piece down, you'll see that it's the exact measurement from the designer series paper, not the edge of the card. Okay. All right. Now let's do some stamping and some punching. How about? I'm going to take that scrap piece of shaded spruce and using the symmetrical stems border punch. Now, you guys, border punches are really fun. I'm not going to use it in the border punch manner for this card. What I'm going to do is line it up so that I can see that my little bows punch out. Aren't they cute? So there's that. If you do want to use it in a border punch fashion, I'll show you that right now, quick like, because I have it here. So I am going to line this up so that it's right at the edge, and I'm going to punch. And when I say edge, I'm talking about this edge right back here. Now, when I push it through, I can line up. Do you see over here how I'm lining up what I just punched out with the punched out area? And I'm going to punch again, and then I'll scoot it through, line them up on the image there. But the one thing you want to make sure is that you always keep your paper back to this edge, okay? And then these are great for scrapbooking. If you're a scrapbooker, I'm telling you, you can make the cutest borders with these border punches. So check them out. Okay, so there's our border. See how that is? Pretty cool, huh? And if we wanted to, like if we were doing a card, we could actually, and we wanted to use this, we could put our border on like so. And then you can take these and you could punch them in different colors or the same color, and you can just pop them up in there and give them, I forget what they call that. It's like an eclipse look. That's what they call it. So now for however I managed to get adhesive on there. It's not doing very well with my adhesive stuff today. I'm going to save this and save these because I can see another card in my future there. So that's the Symmetrical Stems Border Punch. And again, that's in the annual catalog. And it's currently bundled with the In Symmetry stamp set. All right. So we have our scrap piece of fresh Freesia. I'm going to bring in the fresh Freesia ink pad. And using this adorable flower, this one, from this Sentimental Swirls, I'm just going to ink that up. You guys, when you're inking up, you know to move all around and up and down and across on your ink pad so that you get a really good layer of ink on your stamp. And because I'm using the photopolymer, I want to use my piercing mat here, and I'm just going to stamp a couple of these flowers. One will be for the inside of our card and one for the outside. All right. So that is the end of the stamping with the fresh freesia. And if we bring our little piece of basic white, and this measured the 1 inch by 2 1/4, and my Memento black ink, I'm going to be using the sentiment from the Friendly Hello, and this is that celebration set again. Hope you have the best birthday. I like this sentiment a lot. I always feel like I am one of those people that I find a favorite sentiment and then I use it over and over and over again. But I really do love the Hope You Have the Best Birthday. And then I love the different font too. So you have the script up on the top and then the bold print at the bottom. So that's all of our stamping for right now. Let's bring in the Flowers and Leaves punch. And again, this is from the annual catalog. And we're going to use this little flower down at the bottom here. So I'm going to line that up. And you see how I hold my punch upside down so that I can line things up? And then I'm going to punch. And you get a few extra little things there. And then I'm just going to line this one up again. And punch. Okay. So is what I'm going to use out of all of that is these two adorable little flowers and the sprigs. You guys, look at me. I don't know where I'm getting all this ink from, but hopefully it just stays on my fingers and not on my finished card. Do you ever have that problem? I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the back of each of these flowers. And then I'm going to take our little symmetrical stems. I'm just going to place those on flower. And my little mystery stamping group last night, they were just waiting for me to get out the dimensionals because very seldom do I do a project without dimensionals. So there's my signature dimensional on the back of each of these. There's that. And I'm going to put a couple more on the back of the sentiment here. All right, you guys, this is what makes this card pop. So we've got our, I'm going to get rid of, well, maybe this is pretty good because everything's so white. All right, so here's our card base. I'm going to take our birthday sentiment and I'm going to put that down right here. And then I'm going to take the backing off from our little flower that we just did here. And I'm going to scoot that up on here like so. So there is our card. But what's a card, right, without some bling? So I'm going to open up these iridescent rhinestones. I do have some loose sheets in here because I've been using these on cards like crazy. I think, seriously, I think this is it's either my third or my fourth pack I've gone through. So like I said, I'm loving the way these look on cards. I'm going to put one over here. I'm going to put one just kind of sprinkled up here, and then I want a medium size. So there's 3 different sizes. You get the littles, the mediums, and the large. And then the medium I'm going to put right in the center of our flower. So there it is. Love it. Love it, love it. And then, you know, I had made this extra little flower. So I think is what I want to do, is just put that right in here. And I'll take another medium rhinestone and put that right there. And then I kind of feel like I need just a plain old happy birthday. So let's out. And this is the set that comes to mind. This too is Celebration. And this, I believe, is this one $100 as well? But honestly, you guys, it is so good. There's so many great sentiments in there. Let's take a look. So here's the friendly hello. And as how you tell, this one says it requires a $100 purchase. And then, yep, this one too, $100 purchase. But then if we go back, and let's say that you are loving this rainbows, sunshine and rainbows paper, this one is with a $50 purchase. So you need to watch for these little emblems, okay? Here's 50. So there we have that. And the happy birthday I'm going to use is out of this set. So let's open it up. And you can see I've been working my way through each of these greetings. There's that. And I think I'm going to stamp this in the Memento Tuxedo Black ink also, just to kind of keep the continuity there with our sentiments. Do you guys know this trick where you lay your photopolymer set down on grid paper, line it up straight, and then if you line up your block, the edge of your block on the grid paper and put it down, then you're mounted on your block straight. It doesn't mean that you still can't stamp it crooked, but it really does help. I'm just inking up that happy birthday, and I'm going to put that right in here. There it is. Isn't it pretty? I would love to get that card. So, thank you again for joining me. Stay tuned, because I'm always crafting, and I'm always here to help you. This is my full-time job. So if you have any questions or you would like to join my team, I would love to have you, and I am here every step of the way to encourage you and inspire you. Have a great day, everybody. Until next time.